Welcome, welcome. Happy Monday, everyone. I see you guys already talking over in the live chat that happens every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific time on my channel. If you're watching this on the replay, it's all good. You can still leave your comments and questions, and we get to those at another time, but you can be here and participate in the live chat, and we love that. Hello, everyone. This is a really, really special show today. I am so excited to get your questions answered about the software that I use to do all my cross-listing. It has, oh gosh, I have so much to say about it. It has made it so that I can list in all different places, multiply my sales, which multiplies your income, and it's so easy. But we're going to talk more about that. Let me, without further ado, bring on these awesome ladies from List Perfectly. We have, here we go, we have Amanda and Clara, who are the founders, and we also have Alex, who, what's your official, like, CMO? What? Tell everybody what that stands for.
Marketing officer.
There you go. So, gosh, this is like so great to have you guys here. I cannot be more excited about when you guys first came out with this. Like, I jumped on it, I looked at it, and then I kind of like, I put it aside for a while. I did. I'll be completely flat honest. And as my business started growing and I'm watching everybody else have all of this success with List Perfectly, I'm like, you know what? Go back to this. And then I jumped on board, and I'm so glad I did. Because I want to just talk about, you know, the reasons why to have a software like this. Because I think, and I'll ask most of the people over in my chat, how many places do you sell on? And let's just see what they answer. Because I bet a lot of them are going to say just one. Like for me, it was eBay. eBay is my go-to. And when I started out using List Perfectly, it was just to go from eBay over to Etsy and Poshmark. But now I'm like, oh man, I can go to all these different places. But okay, so we're getting some answers. We got 2, 3, 1. There we go. And we're going to get all your questions answered. I promise you guys. Tommy in Seattle says 5 because of List Perfectly. Good. 2, 3. Okay. So now let me ask the follow-up questions to you guys. For those of you who are on multiple sites, are you doing it all by manual means of managing that inventory? Because I know, like, that's what I was doing. I would cross-post it first, and then I was going in, and I'm making sure that I end something that sells. And I hear that that's a big pain point for sellers. So I'm talking way too much. I'm gonna let you guys talk. So I would love for you to kind of talk about why you developed List Perfectly, because I think that's going to resonate with a lot of people here.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having us. We are so happy and thrilled to be here and talking to everyone. I'm Amanda, and this is Clara, the co-founder, of course. And actually, List Perfectly was created because we ourselves are resellers just like you. I started back in 2003, of course, with eBay. eBay was, of course, the go-to.
How many years were you only in eBay?
Oh, wow. I want to say at least 10, maybe 9, yeah. So I know eBay, and I felt a lot of changes with the platform. I don't know if anyone here remembers there was a program called Turbo Lister. And so, you know, we would be using that. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, we came from that background. We felt some pain points from there, but more importantly, after going through so many changes on eBay, we realized that, you know what, it's time for us to grow. It's time for us to get our products out there. We created our own website. We went to Etsy. At that time, that was really the only games in town. And so after a while, it just became very difficult to manage all three platforms. Yep. And Clara, I'm going to let her take it from here. She can tell you about the other reason we developed at that time Liz perfectly.
So unfortunately, I was still in my 30s, and I was diagnosed very early, on my teens already, arthritis on the knees. I never thought that on my 30s I would have arthritis already on my spine and my hands. I never thought. So I came to the desperate decision of telling Amanda, I have to say goodbye because I have to file for disability. I can't do it. You know, I am not good. I'm not going to be able to help you grow the business. We always had in our head $500,000. That's it. That was our goal, right? So, and we were doing great. Unfortunately, I was on my 30s and my performance started to go down. My hands hurt all day. And yes, I was doing cross-posting manually. I was going to Etsy manually. I was promoting myself on the listings with Instagram. I knew how to do it very well. You can check the account, the Clothing Vault. I have the old listings and all published and cross-posted. But the pain was, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. And nothing would help. Not even medicine would help. I have to change my lifestyle. And then Amanda says, I told her, you know, I have to say goodbye. And then she says, no, we're going to find the solution. She couldn't find it. And she's like, no, we're not there, or was too expensive, or wasn't providing the right channels, or was too complicated. It was just incredible, the obstacles. We had 1 year we were testing until she says, you know what, I'm going to teach myself to code. And if you hang in there for just a couple of years, hang in there for 2 years, give me your last 2 years, and give everything you have, and I'll develop a solution for you to cross-post, and we'll do this. Said and done. Overnight. I'll never, oh, look, I get off my choke. Overnight, Danny. On October, I'll never forget, it was October 2015, right before Christmas. You know how important that's, if you don't have your stuff listed by October, September, you're missing Christmas season. And she gives me overnight 800 listings from eBay to Etsy. That I made 50,000 in eBay that month in December, and then on Etsy I made 30.
Wow!
I can't even tell you. Look, I'm sweating, and it was just my heart is beating because I never thought. I'm a lawyer, for goodness sake. My mom almost died when I left Argentina, you know, and I became a cashier here to you know. So just to, you know, that's how I started here. I was a cashier in Target. So here I am with her. You know, we're making this happen. At that time, everybody was not sharing the information, you know, about cross-posting or the knowledge. So it wasn't a community that was so giving and sharing and open about giving each other sales, what's growing, what's working, right? And I remember we did this, and it was just an instant success. And if it wasn't because arthritis, I could have kept that solution selfishly for myself. And in one way, yes, it sucks because it hurts, but in the other hand, it's here because I am today. I'm able to bring the solution to you guys, and I couldn't be happier.
Now, I heard you say something. So Amanda, you were not a coder before this? Like,
no. Yeah. Well, you know, I've never shied away from technology. So even though I wasn't a coder, I knew my way around a computer. I worked a lot in college, and one of my jobs was an Apple technician, actually. So I was very comfortable with computers. I did tech support for a corporation for 8 years before I was a reseller. So I wasn't scared, but programming was completely different. That was something new to me completely. So
it's learning a language.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was married to a software developer, so like I know what those screens look like.
Yeah. You are absolutely right. It's a language. You're learning a language, and it's a creative language because you can build something with it.
I'm so happy you love it.
Yeah.
Like you, Danny, I ran away. And I always told, you know why it worked? I told her, hide it from me. I don't want to see check boxes or any line of code that freaks me out as a seller. It gets me distracted. I just want to at least sell it, see how much I made, where is it posted, and I move on to the next, batch of products. So I think that's what made it so good, because she's different, Danny, because she hides all that coding, and then she's thinking differently, and I'm so happy you were able to build this.
Me too. Me too. Because everybody knows, like, my life is insanely busy. There is no way I could get everything. I would just be on just eBay. Honestly, I wouldn't have time for other sites, because I'm doing YouTube videos every day. It's like, that's 4 hours of my day gone right there. So the listing has kind of gone to the back seat, but I'm still able to keep up my sales, because I can easily just, hit a button and go, send this over here, send it over here. And it's awesome.
Right.
And look at the mission you're having, helping your community.
Yeah.
It's incredible. They will give you more time so you can share this abundance with others.
Right. So I'm kind of looking over in our chat. A lot of people are resonating, with the illnesses and the things the disabilities and the things like, we're all there. It's like, many people know, like, I have Crohn's disease. I cannot go home.
Okay.
It just doesn't work. So it's kind of like this reselling world is the most tremendous opportunity that was opened up to us. And I love to empower anybody who thinks that they can't make this work. Yes, you can. You absolutely can. So I want to invite my audience over here to ask some questions about List Perfectly. Now, I put out a video last Wednesday. Was it? Yes. I had to think. Just showing the bulk transferring of all of my eBay products into the List Perfectly catalog, because that is something you recently made a change in and opened up that for everyone to have unlimited amounts of stuff in the catalog to manage that inventory right there on List Perfectly, versus, I don't even know versus, because I wasn't using versus, but maybe you could say, like, what changed, what I made it.
So we recently changed the pricing structure of List Perfectly to accommodate the growth of the community, because we saw that as people were using List Perfectly, they were making more sales, they were listing more products, and they were able to grow their businesses. So we removed all pricing related to growth. So you get unlimited cross posts, imports, products, listings, all for $0 extra with every single plan. So if you have one product that you're cross-posting, or 1 million, you're paying the same price for your plan. And I think that that's just really true to Amanda and Clara's story of them being resellers and never wanting to penalize anyone for success. So Danny, you just spoke to the video you made last week.
Yeah.
Danny's video shows her importing her products from eBay into List Perfectly catalog, where you get a suite of seller tools. You're going to have inventory management. You're going to be able to delist, relist. You're going to be able to remove sold items from different platforms, get unlimited analytics and CSV downloads. So that's all from your List Perfectly catalog. Now, before, people were not necessarily always importing from their platform into the List Perfectly catalog, because Danny, like you said, there was some kind of catalog limits, which, by the way, you guys, it's only because back in the day we had to pay, we still do, but have to pay for that space and that storage. So it was really just a matter of time before we grew our business enough to offer this. So prior to that, the cross-posting for many members was directly from their one platform to the other platforms without going into the List Perfectly catalog. But now, like you said, you're able to import unlimited products and then cross-post unlimited products as well, in addition to just going from platform to platform.
Yeah, I'm actually going to start creating my listings in List Perfectly. I just think that makes sense. And I wasn't doing that before, but it's all there, and it's so much easier on the eyes than the eBay ever changing listing. That has to be a challenge for you guys. How do you deal with all the changes that eBay makes?
We have a great team. All I can say is I see her, and I see her because they're using so many different devices, right? And I'm like, oh my God, thank God she has an incredible team, and they just communicate great. So that's one thing that even in your side or my side we do great is the communication.
Absolutely. And it's one of the things that we knew early on, that we're signing up to do this. This is our job. Our job is to keep up with all of these marketplace changes. And so, where it gets a little difficult is when it's really complex changes, and then we really, like, sometimes we have to rebuild the entire integration. But that's our job. That's what we do.
I know eBay's redoing their whole listing, and if you guys watching have not experienced it yet, there is a new listing form that you will be introduced to soon. And
Donnie, may I ask you, do you like it?
There are things I do like about it, but then there are things I absolutely hate about it. So we'll just leave it at that.
That's a consistent answer.
That's pretty true of most of eBay's changes.
Yes.
We had a question come in. Is there a video on the delist, relist on your YouTube channel yet? Can't seem to find an easy way. So it just so happens I have that video right here to show you guys. I just want to talk about that for a minute, because that is one of the questions I get all the time about listing on multiple sites. I have a trash truck going by. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's like, okay, now you guys decided to come. But yeah, it was like, well, what if I sell the item on 2 sites at the same time? And I can tell you guys, I've never had that happen. Never. I'll take that back. The only time I've had that happen is when I don't remove it from the other sites I had it cross-listed to. And I have sold it like a week later, and I go in my email like, oh shoot, I sold that on eBay. But this solves that problem. I will no longer have to worry about all of that, because, well, let me just play that video real quick and show everybody how this works, and then they can ask any questions they have and see if they're still scared. So, okay, cross fingers. I've never done this. I hope this works.
Next one.
Oh, there we
Welcome to Quick Tips with List Perfectly, the #1 way to sell. In this video, we'll cover how to delist and relist products using List Perfectly's simple and straightforward process. Here's how to delist products with List Perfectly. First, head to your LP catalog. Select the products you want to delist. Select the platforms you want to delist from. Click End Listing. And that's it. Your products will have been successfully removed. Next, here's how to relist products with List Perfectly. In your LP catalog, you can relist whenever you'd like. Select the products you want to relist. Select the platforms you want to relist to. Click Copy. New tabs will open with information from your LP catalog copied for you. Simply review and publish. And that's it. Your products were successfully listed. Effortlessly manage your listings with List Perfectly's hassle-free delist and relist tools. This has been Quick Tips with List Perfectly. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Is that awesome or what?
That's amazing. Can I share something, a new tip for you, Danny? Okay. To the Facebook group today, I posted a video of how to use the List Perfectly catalog from your phone. Okay. From your phone. Okay. Then you see my products. You scroll a little to the right. List Perfectly provides you a link when you have the listing published to each marketplace. From your phone, you click on that link, it takes you to the marketplace, and you end the listing. Go and watch it, okay? It's in the Facebook group, List Perfectly.
Yeah.
I posted the video today.
And that's really important if you're out to dinner and then all of a sudden your phone flashes, you got a sale. You can go in and your listings right from your phone.
Because that's one of the questions I got. Well, what if I'm not home to end it? So you just answer that question.
Would you like me to share that video? If you want to have that video ready, or you can.
Or they can go. You guys can go join the List Perfectly
Facebook
group and go see that.
Yeah, you'll like it, Danny.
Please do.
I want to address.
Oh, sorry. One other thing. We're going to make a very simple video like the one you just saw on our YouTube in the next week of that process.
Awesome. Your videos are great. I mean, I am not technical. I'm a visual learner, so I need to see it done. You can explain it to me all day long, but I need those really easy, that's why I create those kind of videos, because that's how I learn. So I figure others are like me. But I love it. I love and it's coming from a place of understanding what the reseller needs. Again, that is your unique space in this platform of really understanding what we need. I love that so much.
Thank you.
We're getting a little behind on questions here, so I don't want to miss anybody's questions. This is a great question. At what point in terms of volume does List Perfectly make sense, and what are the price options?
Great question, Jackie. Okay, it makes sense at any point, because I would say it makes sense when you're ready to grow your business, whether you are a hobby or part-time or a full-time. It's when you are ready to grow, because List Perfectly is not going to make you grow your business in one way. There is so many ways to use List Perfectly, and there is 3 different plans to choose from. I recommend you, maybe if you're hobby, okay, and you're not going to give yourself a full time, okay, or maybe you are in a rural area, start with our simple plan, $29, unlimited everything. You can go one listing, you can go to, if you want, okay, to 9 channels at the same time, okay, but there is for everybody. You have to be just determined to grow your business. The investment will pay itself in hours, in days. Okay, join our group and follow. Please, Danny has incredible advice on about growth and List Perfectly.
Awesome. Yeah.
So I just want to add a few points about our plans, since I know I'm seeing a lot of questions come in about that. We do have 3 plans: Simple, Business, and Pro. And this is really created with you in mind. Like Clara said, it's when you're ready to grow your business. You can start with the simple plan if that's something that's going to make you feel like you want to kind of put a foot in the water and test it out. But I do recommend starting with the business plan, just because our community is obsessed with the bulk abilities of that business plan, and of course included in the Pro plan as well. And in Danny's last video where she does that bulk import, when we say bulk, we mean instead of going one product at a time and cross-posting that one to multiple marketplaces. And just to be clear, you can do multiple marketplaces with Simple Plan. It's just one item at a time. With the business and the Pro plans, you're able to select really as many listings as you're comfortable with. I personally like to do 15 to 20 at a time, although we've had people write in and say, I did 300 today, so at one time. So it's really what you're comfortable with. And that is definitely one of the community's favorite features. Our pricing chart is right on our homepage. It has very simply laid out, what you get with each plan. And if you have any questions, we do have very in-depth demos on our YouTube. Also, our team is always there for you to contact via our website and to answer any questions.
Oh, I got to tell you, because I actually have posted questions over in your Facebook group, and you have people that are, boom, right there answering those questions. I was like, wow.
Thank you. Awesome. Yes, community is very important for List Perfectly. So we're actively, Amanda and I, we're actively always monitoring the community. I have a lot of great people, actual resellers, full-time resellers, moderating the group, actual customers of List Perfectly, giving a lot of positive feedback. So we're very active in the community.
And Queen Elsa 111 says she's going to join today. So just make sure you use the code The Niche Lady, and you get 30% off your first month. We're
And
also we're going to pick some winners at the end of this today too. So.
And when your affiliate, the referrals sign up, okay, when they switch plans, also they can use that one time, also again, the code to switch a plan, okay? So,
Yes.
tip.
That's good to know. You guys all hear that? So if you're like in the starter plan and you want to try the business or the pro plan, snap, use the Niche Lady code. That's awesome. Okay, Melissa, I have seen your question and I'm going to ask it now. She wants to know when you're going to be available in Canada.
Oh, great question.
Great
So pandemic has made that very challenging. There is a lot of legal hurdles, whether it's eBay, Poshmark, Canada, or eBay, or eBay United Kingdom, they're completely managed and they're run differently from US-based eBay and Depop, etc. So we do not have an ETA yet for that. It's gonna, the pandemic has put us a little behind, but we're expecting to get it done this year. So we're working hard on that as soon as possible.
Yes.
Canada will be the first international destination. Okay.
That's great to know that you're working on it. I'm like, that's awesome. So now, I didn't know that, that makes sense that the legal and all of red tape.
That's what it is, red tape.
Yep.
Okay, I know Jerry with Vintage and Vino recently signed up and has been using it. And she's saying that, let's see, I find that when I list it in my catalog and go to review it on each platform, I have to make quite a few changes. Am I doing something wrong? So
it depends on the plan that you have. What we're unique. One of the reasons that we can give you an unlimited product catalog is because each plan is stepped up with the level of detail that cross-posts. So if you happen to be using the simple plan, for example, we transfer over title, images, and description, and that's it. If you are using the business plan, you get more detail and you get more features, obviously. And the pro is our highest tier. So it really depends on the plan that you're on for the level of detail that cross-posts over. But more importantly, even if you are using the simple plan, that's okay. What we find is important is that you review each detail on each marketplace, because not everything is a happy cross post. And so sometimes, colors that might be on Etsy are not on another platform. So it's really good to review everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it doesn't take that much time to just review the listings. I know one of the things, though, that maybe she's referring to too is sometimes one of those sites will say that the pictures aren't correct. But what I have found is you can ignore that. The pictures are fine.
Yeah. Etsy especially. Etsy allows you to have
the triangle.
Very big images. But if you're going from eBay has smaller images. So no matter what, those images from eBay won't always work. We actually recommend creating your listings on List Perfectly, because if that's the case, then we have your high quality image. It's going to work everywhere.
One of the reasons. It's really crazy because eBay was like, big images. And we upload big images and then they go,
That's true.
I'm a newbie and only listing on eBay. Do I need to create an account on the other sites?
Yes, you will need to create an account on the different channels that you want to cross-post to with List Perfectly. So you'll open a shop or a closet, just like you did on your eBay platform. And something really special about List Perfectly is we do not store any of your accounts. So your accounts are completely safe and kept private. You simply log in on their websites before using List Perfectly, and then we're able to plug in all of our tools to those platforms.
Oh, and one thing that makes this perfectly so unique, we do never charge extra. You can have multiple shops in the same channel or different channel, okay? And whether it's the business, or the pro plan, you do not pay any extra.
Nice.
So if you want to grow your business, some people want to grow For example, before I branched out to Etsy and my own website, I opened different stores on eBay. So I have my VIP products in one store, and then I would have my lower price products or returns in another one. And that was important for us to, if you want to grow your business, you should have the control and the choices of how to do it without paying additional fees that make it really difficult. When you're trying to grow your business, you're really, you're pinching every penny.
Yeah. And I really work hard at letting people know that sometimes that mindset of I can't spend money because I'm not making enough is actually what's keeping you from making more. You have to spend money to make money. Now, granted, you have to do it within reason, but truly looking at a tool like this and testing it, it's instant results. Basically, you're going to know within that first month if it's going to be right for you. Like, if you're doing the work. I mean, you can't just set it and forget it. You obviously have to keep doing your listings, and then you measure, you look at your money statement there and go, oh, wow, I just sold $100 more on Etsy this month, and I paid, let's see, $29 to List Perfectly to do that. Ka-ching! And so you have to look at those numbers in that business mindset instead of, I can't afford to add this because I'm not selling enough.
Yeah. And what is it? It's the Pro Plan. If you think about it, the Pro Plan is, 67 cents a day?
67 cents more a day.
Yes, something like that.
If you end up, we calculated out, if you're saving, 80 hours a month, and you can use that time for other things like sourcing. Or maybe, normally you might have a VA where List Perfectly might help you with some of those tasks. So actually you can grow your business even more with the VA and, with more sourcing, with more merchandise. It comes down to, what is your time worth?
Yeah. And even for those that don't necessarily even want to list to multiple different places, just the inventory management aspect, I find really cool. I was just digging in. I mean, like I said, I was just going from eBay over to the sites. I wasn't really looking at my account on List Perfectly until recently. And I'm like, wow, I can put my cost of goods, and I can put SKU numbers and notes, and I can track where my stuff is. And I don't have to worry about eBay disappearing that. I had that happen. I literally had 250 drafts that I paid to have done because I had someone who did my listings, and they poofed into thin air. Poof, gone.
Oh, I feel you. No, Danny, I know the pain. We know.
We've been there.
We've been there. You remember Turbo Lister, you would finish everything on the listing and you would add everything and crash. And no error. 3157. And you're like, huh?
Yeah, and I can't tell you how many times we would do inventory.
Yeah.
And when we were really in our high time, we had thousands of merchandise.
Almost 4,000 listings.
So we would do all of our inventory and find at least 50 items missing, just gone.
Monthly.
We don't know where they were. They were just gone. So having them, that's another reason we created List Perfectly. We needed some safe place to keep these listings because, again, time is money. And we have to redo the listings. That's time.
Oh, one thing that is important with LP, we're the only service that you sign up with us, and then when you cancel, we do not delete your listings, and then you come back, they're there, okay? Whether you need to go on a sourcing trip or anything, okay? That's very, very important for you to know. We will not delete or charge you extra or come back and we're like a listing maintenance fee. Okay, so come and enjoy. We're going to help you grow the business. And, in things that I want to say, Danny, don't we all, and I want to share this, don't we all have $300 at least out there in the house cross-post it with List Perfectly, you'll make, that money right away. And one thing I want to share with you, Danny, out of desperation to keep funding List Perfectly, because List Perfectly was built with my savings. I'll never forget, I sold with List Perfectly my mom's shearling, okay? I sold her jewelry, her gold jewelry. And literally, guys, I was the lowest. I'll never forget, I only had $300 left in savings, okay? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for a shearling jacket of my mom that is shearling from Argentina. I knew it was expensive here, so I got $500 for that, and then I got $2,000 for the jewelry of my mom, and that helped me. Those $2,500. I went to Los Angeles. I went to the wholesaler and thrift store. She went to the thrift stores. We came back and then flipped it into $12,000 within 60 days.
And Clara is so humble and so literally one of the kindest people I know. So is Amanda, of course, but she didn't even mention this was right after her mom had passed away. So this was especially near and dear to her heart. And her mom, I know, was smiling down and just so proud that she took those like really precious possessions and was able to flip them. Sorry, Clara, I just had to share it with everyone because it's really inspiring.
And see, this is it for me. It's like, I know there's real people behind this product. Like, it isn't just, a big corporation out there trying to get your money. Like, you guys really care about the people that use your product. I mean, I've watched you in other interviews and things, and it was that's why I gotta have these people on my show. Because you're real, you're one of us. We're all in this community, and we really are. And my people know that's my philosophy, is like, we're on this planet to serve one another. Like, that's why we all have different talents and things to share. And I really believe that, those are our gifts to give to others. And those that are being stingy, not doing that, aren't going to have a very good, end of it all. So but I mean, you guys really, really convey that, and it comes through just in using your product and getting help with issues. And because I confess, I can be a little difficult when I'm not getting something to work right. And in the beginning, I think I was sending lots of messages, and I was like, I can't make this. And you guys were so patient with me.
We're happy.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, because we understand it's something new, especially if you've never used a piece of software before to cross-post. It can be something that maybe might take a little bit of time to get used to, but we're here. We're here to help. That's what we want to let you know, is that we'll be here with you every step of the way. Just reach out.
Yeah. So I will say that customer service, for anyone that is an LP member, you already know customer service is really something that I would say it's our top priority, then community being the second, and the product being, third, because we do know the pain that it is to have gone to Goodwill, wrecked your car, come home and just be exhausted and get to listing, and then you run into some kind of issue. So that's been our number one priority. And Amanda really reinforced that this year when she created our 24/7 self-help. We call it a wizard. So it's basically a dashboard that whenever you're facing an issue, rather than having to contact our customer service, let's say you're maybe up listing at 4 a.m. So you might want to just get that immediate help. And so we do have that dashboard. But for those of you that want to talk to someone, all you got to do is press skip, and you will be connected with our customer service team, who will reach out to you.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. You guys, ask some questions over there in the chat. Let's get your questions in. Like, if you're not using List Perfectly, tell us why. I would really, and I'm sure they would like to know too, what is holding you back from taking that step?
Great question.
And I just wanted to touch a little bit too. Like, you created this for yourselves. This was a tool that you needed, and now you have this amazingly successful company that serves. Can I ask how many users you have now? About?
Yeah. Because we List Perfectly, we are a subscription model that allows you to come and go without any restrictions. Okay, we have a lot of people coming and going. So on a monthly basis, sometimes we have 12,000, okay, coming and going. And then, but active, solid, like literally dedicated, full-time listing, okay, 6,500. And these are like solid day and night, Danny, okay?
Yeah, and like you said, Amanda, you were not a professional coder when this started, and you were a reseller, and like, so if you could help people, and I want to talk about this because an eBay business can grow into a multi-million-dollar operation if you want it to.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Not everybody wants that. I don't think I want that. but it's out there to be as big and get you as much income as you want and need to make. So kind of what has that growth been like? What kind of mindset have you had to work with to go from being a seller to a business owner?
Well, that's such a great question. It's funny because Clara and I always say this is our core belief, and we've said this since day one of becoming a reseller, that e-commerce and reselling can literally change the world. And that is our mission, from everything from it being sustainable, we're all of you going out there and finding and sourcing products to sell. It's giving it a second life, and it's putting it out there in other people's hands. It's giving you an income stream that maybe you wouldn't have, whether you want to do it full-time or part-time or, whatever your level is. It's like the perfect business when you think about it. And so our driving force is that, we also understand that a lot of women are doing the reselling game, and a lot of men too, but it's a significant number of women that are doing this. And so, between those three things, supporting women, supporting sustainability, and helping people generate that income stream that they might desperately need, this is our mission. This is what we wake up every day thinking about you and how, we can help you.
And to go around your question, Danny, you said, didn't you ask, hey, what's the biggest challenge that you overcame when you started this? I think you asked about that.
Mm-hmm.
But when I started with Amanda, okay, back in the day, and I'm gonna give you this big tip to your audience. Back in the day, there was no community support. Remember, Danny? I'm talking about 10 years ago. If I could go and ask a question, hey, how do I do a shipping label with eBay? Holy moly, they did not exist, okay? So when I started with Amanda, I came from a whole different, I'm a lawyer and I came from banking. I had zero idea of e-commerce, but I saw her selling a Ralph Lauren downhill skier, vintage 90s. You know this, Danny, okay? And I saw her selling with a hole in the chest for $200. Okay, that's how I got hooked. And that's how I got hooked. I saw her selling that in front of me. And then a week later, okay, I saw the person sending her an email wearing the best and telling her how happy he was. And then I saw the 5-star review and I was like, okay, that's it. And that's when I was like, okay, how do I do that entry for you? So I think at that time, Amanda, when I met you, to be honest, you were very alone and you got a little burnt out. And that she was tired of doing customer service alone, and it was tough because people are like, "Will this fit me?" You know how it is. Would you take this offer? And there is some going back and forth, or maybe an auction and so forth. So I would say staying positive, okay, staying in touch with the community. If you're not partnering up with someone, I highly recommend you that. Not easy, okay? Not easy at all, okay? Not easy. We make this work. It's a lot of work to make this work, but it's worth it, okay? But if you don't want to partner up with someone, be part of a group, of a community. Have your niche, your family there, because you will meet each other. Customers sometimes are challenging, but thanks to reselling, okay, like you were saying, Danny, sometimes I was a little, I had a lot of questions, but that's a beauty. Reselling taught us that, because when I was a reseller, I would have literally the same person. Will this fit me? So I'm 130 pounds and 5'10", do you think, and it's the 20 different ways, the same question. So I learned from reselling that that's how it is. Customer service is understanding the customer, is flipping that question into a sell.
Yeah, and I like to always come from the point of that person's probably sounding a little demanding because they're anxious. They're anxious about something. There's a lot of anxiety in this world right now.
Yeah.
And a lot of those questions are just like, I don't know how to make the right decision, or, making decisions for some people is like really hard. And so just take it, and knowing that they're not trying to be a pain in the butt or something. They're truly just trying to be calm down and know that there's a person on the other end a lot of times. Because I have a Facebook group called The Niche to Profit on eBay, Etsy, and more. And one of our focuses is keep it positive. We don't go into bashing sessions. We don't go into venting sessions. We go into problem solving. Like, what is the problem? How do we solve it? How do we work with it? Because everything can be worked with or resolved. And so that's the focus of my group. And I gotta tell you, it's not easy keeping it that way sometimes. But it's just too easy now with social media too, you have to be around those people who are going to be like-minded and wanting to stay positive and focused and grow their business. Mm-hmm. Not everybody has the same goals. So find the people with the same goals.
Success is contagious, especially in sales. It's really contagious.
Let's see. We got more questions coming in over here. Gotta leave time because you guys have some winners for the free month too, right? Yeah,
we do. And I see so many great questions here that are perfect for our Facebook group. Clara and Amanda have really been talking about community and how important it is. You do not need to be a customer of List Perfectly in order to join our Facebook group. Anyone who's interested or in the reselling world is welcome to join. So just search List Perfectly on Facebook, click groups if it doesn't just immediately pop up, which it should, and request to join. These questions, drop them in there today, and we will get back to you. Someone will, whether it's us or just another member of the community, which happens a lot. So I want to make sure everyone's answers do come through.
So I'm going to just put this up here. This is Jerry. She says, because I'm older, my learning curve is a lot longer, but this is pretty darn easy to learn. I love that. That's how I started helping others. It was with my mom, who was living in another state, and she was still working outside the home. And she'd call me and tell me like she almost fell down the stairs because she's carrying this guy's laundry. She was a full-time caretaker, and I'm like, Mom, you can't do that anymore. She goes, well, there's nothing else I can do. And I got her started on eBay selling yarn. And it took her 6 months and she quit her job. So I don't care what age you are, you can get out of a bad situation and make money doing this. That's right. Okay, let's see. I haven't been able to fully see all the questions coming through. So if I've missed a question, go ahead. We've got a few minutes left. Put that question back over in the chat. Let's get your questions answered. They're talking about cataloging your inventory. Yep. Yeah, it is not just a cross list here, there. It is inventory management. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing.
Yep. I want to add something to that as well. One of the other reasons besides image sizes that we recommend listing first on List Perfectly is that you can take advantage of our templating system as well. You create your own templates. They're not generic templates that we created for you. They're yours. They can have your language. You can put in your verbiage. So if you want to have a template for pants or have a template for china, or whatever it is that you want to sell. You create a template for that, and quickly that's going to speed up your listing process so much. Just put that repeatable information in and leave blank the information. One of the things that a lot of people ask us, well, what's the difference between duplicating a listing and making a template? That's a really good question. Well, what we found as listers is that when you duplicate a listing, we would have problems where we would accidentally leave the wrong information from
the image,
the previous product in there, or an image, or whatever it is, bad measurements, because we just didn't catch it. We didn't delete that information and put the new information in. So where a template is helpful is that you can create a template, leave blank those things, so you don't have to spend time deleting old information, and you just enter the information, and that's it.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's one of the things I get asked all the time about how I feel about the, you're searching on eBay, you find somebody who has something that you want to list, and you hit that sell one like this. I hate that.
Yeah.
There's no way to know what research they did, you've got to still do the work and read every bit of what you're copying over. So I don't recommend that, but setting up your own templates is awesome.
Yes, and it's zero extra any plan.
So let's see. Lisa G says, I'm planning on doing Etsy as it feels more personable. Danny, what do you think? I think it depends. Okay, this is what it depends on. Who's your customer? Like, I sell antiques and collectibles. So eBay, Etsy, a little bit of Poshmark's go into the hard goods, but you got to remember that's like a millennial site. Like, those are the young people shopping over on Poshmark. So some hard goods are going to do really good, like the decorating type, but they're not going to appreciate the price point of some of the high-end antiques and collectibles. Etsy, they're mainly a handcraft site that has added vintage. So their core customer is still those looking for a handmade or a custom, what do you call it when you put a name or something, like, I don't know what that's called. Customized. Yes. Something like that. Personalized. Thank you. That's Etsy. That's who the customer is on Etsy. eBay is the people looking for the thing that they know they kind of want. They're not sure. I got this collection of Blenko glass. I'd like to add to it. Not exactly sure which one I want. That's your eBay customer, as well as like looking for a cheap price. I stay away from that stuff. But look for who your customer is and put the item that you have where it's appropriate. And there's no harm in putting it someplace. Let's say I put something on Poshmark and eBay and Etsy, and we're going to list all the other places that you have here in a second too. The worst that's going to happen, it doesn't sell on that site. But it's out there and it's getting Google love too, which then people can come over and click and find. So give us a list of all of the places that you have to cross list to now.
So I have it pulled up right away, and it's also available on our website. We support Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Mercari, Depop, Kitizen, Instagram, Shopify, Grailed, Tradesy, Poshmark, and Etsy. And of course, we are adding new platforms. So stay tuned for more growth. I'm putting the vote in there for Cherish.
All right.
That's my other big place to cross to.
Yes,
feedback, and we take requests. So keep it coming.
And in the Same List Perfectly platform, we have a feature request on Contact Us, Danny. Okay, after Contact Us, you have a feature request. I'm always reading. That I'm always reading. We even, I get a report that I even narrow it down by category and anything. So I'll take very seriously your request of Cherish.
Okay, so all of my people over here are saying, what about Cherish? Because I talk about Cherish a lot.
Okay.
Because the prices are so good over there. So all of you people, it's not just me putting in that featured request. So you let them know that you want Cherish. Go over there, ask them. Okay. How about we give away 3 free months? Hopefully,
Yes.
that,
Exciting.
you know, we had this running from Wednesday through Sunday. So if you've been following the channel, you knew how to enter. And I had nothing to do with who got picked, and they don't know, anybody from anybody. So they have picked 3 winners that are going to get a free month of List Perfectly. I don't have a drum roll.
So we have everyone pulled up, and I apologize in advance if these names are not correct because, certain people use different names on YouTube, but I'm going to call out whatever you have here on YouTube. So we have Julia from Perfecting Pearls.
Julia! Yay!
Julia, any plan? Choose the plan, Julia.
Any plan. And we've already contacted you, Julia, and everyone else who's won with the information on how to set that up. Tim and Jerry from Vintage and Vino.
Excellent.
Congratulations. And last but not least, Jennifer at Reseller Jen. Congratulations.
Awesome. I know Jerry was in the chat. I have not seen Julia in the chat, and I have not seen Jennifer in the chat, but that you've contacted them. So that's amazing. Everyone else, again, I can't stress enough. You have, what is it? Is it a 3-day free trial?
20 listings or 3 days, whichever comes first. Money back guarantee will issue. It doesn't fit your needs, no worries,
Right.
Money back. But you can upgrade or downgrade by yourself, switch plans, whatever you need.
Yeah. So you guys try it out. Like if you're on the fence, just go try it for 20 listings. You've got nothing to lose. And you have everything to win because, if half of those listings sell somewhere else, you just, made it like it's a no-brainer. Stay on.
Yep.
But be sure you use the code, the Niche Lady, which is going to give you that 30% off your first month. That gets you going, that gets you making money from those cross posts so that you can see that it pays for itself. It's an awesome thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have like 5 minutes left. So, Julia's doing a live sale right now. She has her own channel, so that's where she's at. Well, here's what Joni has to say.
That was Johnny. Great. I love that you brought that up. So that was when we first, the prototypes that was being built by Amanda for me, the Pro Plan was exactly what I wanted. Okay. And the way the Pro Plan is very different from the business and the simple because it's asking you questions. You answer these questions. Okay. And then we professionally format the listing for you. Now that's different from the business and the simple.
Yeah. I'm like a go big or go home kind of gal. So I think I tried the starter plan for like 2 weeks and I was like, no. I want it all.
The Pro Plan is pretty incredible. And I do see a question in here about, can I cancel at any time?
Yep.
Yes, you can cancel, upgrade, or downgrade at any time. And I think this is really unique to List Perfectly. You do it from your My Account page, and then you're prorated. So I want to make this really clear. Let's say you decide that you're just like Danny. You want to go big or you go home after you try the Simple Plan. And after 15 days of Simple Plan, you want to upgrade to Pro Plan. So let's say this month has 30 days. 15 more days left in the month. You're going to be charged that prorated amount. So you're not charged for the full month. I do just want everyone to know that. And also since I see a lot of people are saying they want to sign up and they're really excited about it, I just want to make sure that everyone knows that the best thing to do when you join List Perfectly is to follow our getting started step-by-step dashboard that walks you through everything you need to know to get started with List Perfectly. Of course, you can skip it and decide you want to learn as you go, but this is really going to help you get started and get that information you need to make it easy. And past that point, we do have a guide to List Perfectly. If you're a Pro Plan user, we have a special Pro Plan guide just for you. So when you get to your main menu, you're going to see a big tile that says Guide to List Perfectly. there are step-by-step tutorial videos for every single topic of List Perfectly. So I just want everyone here to kind of realize that just like when you started on eBay, just like when you started on Poshmark or Etsy, it took you a few days to get used to it. And that's going to be the same experience you have with List Perfectly, but trust me, and I mean, the numbers show for themselves and the feedback shows for itself. Once you get the hang of it, you will never go back, literally ever. Yeah. So I really welcome everyone, and I'm excited for you. Oh, thank you so much, Danny. And I'm excited for you guys to be able to have these resources.
And thank you for mentioning that, because I wanted to share that we've made List Perfectly flexible and to adapt to your business. And so, you know, when you start getting into List Perfectly, of course, there's a very simple way to use it, but it can be expanded and adapted. So please go through, look at the guides that Alex just shared, because you're going to find, if you think to yourself, oh, I wish List Perfectly did this, probably does. It could just be a setting or, you know, something. So please take that time.
And we're getting some very specific questions, like Tommy in Seattle. That's a great question to go ask on their Facebook group, because I bet others would appreciate, you know, an answer to that as well. Because we are at the top of the hour, and I know these ladies have lots more to do today than do this. I promised them just 1 hour. But honestly, I want to put this, you know, in this. I teach everybody, don't sell like the $10 items. You know, I say I'm looking for $20 bills. I've actually raised that. My eBay now, I'm looking for $50 bills for my stuff on. That literally, if I sell 2 items because of using the cross posting, I've paid for it. It's just 2 items in a month that it pays for itself, and then everything else is gravy. So putting it in that mindset, and you guys that are listing, you know, the $20 plus items, it doesn't take long to sell those items that make this just a no-brainer.
So true. And if I hope Clara doesn't mind, but I want to share something that from our reseller days, what List Perfectly was able to do for us. When we started with List Perfectly, our average price point in sales was $50. By the time we released it to everyone, it was $200 average price point. Why were we able to do that? Because we had a lot more time to figure out what was going to sell more, what we were going to source. Finding, you know, those resources.
Building relationships with our wholesalers, building relationships with the thrift stores managers, okay? I had relationships with everybody. Every thrift store we walk in and they were like, hi, Amanda and Clara. We had more time. You know, we would always take donations. You know, you want to take donations, you know, hi, you know, and then build relationships, okay, with everybody, with your customers, with your thrift store, with your sourcing, whatever you're using for sourcing, with your lister, with your, I don't know, with your mail person. Your mailman is going to be the biggest relationship you're going to have, okay?
Yeah, and you know what, Kara? If I may add, Amanda, now I'm like, if I may add one thing. But I know that for so many people, you guys really resonated with Clara's stories of her arthritis, her mom. And I also just know personally that reselling is, and it can be a very lonely road. So I started reselling when I was 15 years old. My parents were decently supportive as a teenager, but as I got to be more and more serious about it in my 20s, they were like, you're not going to be a lawyer, you're not going to be a doctor, you're going to be a reseller. And I actually became so passionate about reselling that I ended up starting my own platform. I was the CEO of a marketplace similar to eBay or Etsy. It was called Relove. And I ended up exiting and selling that marketplace and now joining the team at List Perfectly. But it was not until I actually became the CEO of my own marketplace that my family acknowledged what I was doing. So for years, I felt very alone. And without the community, I don't think I would have grown. I would not be at List Perfectly today. And the List Perfectly community, I've seen every community. And I've even built my own community. And I will tell you guys right now, there is no community like the List Perfectly community. I really mean that. Everyone is so supportive, so just there to lift you up and help from our team to the actual people on List Perfectly. Danny, of course, you guys see what Danny does. Look at her. She's spending her time making this amazing resource. And so that's what you can expect from the other people of the List Perfectly community as well. And we just can't wait to welcome you.
And that reminds me, I did see a question come through. Now, obviously, eBay's not doing any in-person stuff this year. Will they see you at the next face-to-face eBay event?
Yes.
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 We can't wait.
Many events, many big things are
Yes.
coming this year. We'll have big announcement. And I have a big announcement for next week, actually. We should say it, we're going to have a panel with a representative from Facebook Marketplace. So it's coming. We're going to start doing very big things. It's coming soon.
Nice. Thank you for that sneak peek. Well, ladies, I can't even thank you enough for giving us an hour of your time and really answering all the questions that people have. I'm so glad so many users spoke up and said, how much they love this, because coming from me, of course I'm going to say good things. I'm sitting here talking to you, but to hear it from the people over here actually using it is just that validation that it's something you definitely want to try if you're serious about having your reselling business and making more money. That's that bottom line. So everyone, check out List Perfectly. Use the code The Niche Lady. I got it linked down in the description too, if you forget that. And please leave a comment if you're watching this on the replay. Let me know what you think of List Perfectly, and let me know where you sell. I'm going to do something that I've never done. If you're using List Perfectly to cross-post, I'm going to allow you to leave a link to one of your listed items down in my comments. And I have never offered that before. So I'm going to do that just on this video.
SEO, woo, big.
So once this ends, those of you over in the chat, once this ends, go to the comments and leave a link to one of your items for sale. I'm going to go shopping.
Yeah,
me too.
We are too.
And you know that we always go shopping there. So, yep.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. We will see you Friday for the live sale. And we're doing jewelry and little stuff this week. And I have been back at Goodwill. So make sure that you're subscribed and you hit the notification. And you know when I upload those videos and see all the goodies I find this week. All right, everyone. With that, go be profitable and make it fun. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.